So I bought the ALPKIT Cloud Base airbed a couple of weeks ago, and this is the first opportunity I've had to get it out in the hills. You can see it packs really quite small. This is the bag that it comes in, and it comes with a puncture repair kit. Pulling it out in the bag, so I have a small puncture repair kit. Bag's pretty standard. In all fairness, the bag's a bit bigger than it needs to be. There's plenty of room for the airbed inside there. The material feels quite tough, though obviously it's thin because it's lightweight and it's only small. But yeah, material feels good quality. Looking at seams around the edges, there's a good amount of glue around it. It's not a very thin seam, it's quite a good thickness. Holding it up, you can see all the glued patches that give it its shape, as you'll see when I inflate it. So it's got one valve on it. Quite easy to open, and you can see the quite simple non-return, so as I blow in, any excess pressure should push the flap back. But I've found that by simply just keeping your hand on the back, you can push it every time you stop blowing in there. So see how many blows it takes to get it up. The non-return valve's working quite well. No air's escaping at all. And I think that was 9 puffs. I could probably get another one in there. I don't want it too hard. There's no need to stress the seams. I like it a little bit soft. As you can see, it's really flexible. And even blown up, fully inflated. Quite a distinct shape, which helps make it lightweight, I suppose, and pack down quite small. We'll just see how it sleeps tonight, see how comfortable it is. I'll not really be able to give it a rating for warmth, as it's lovely and warm out here today. So I'm not expecting to feel cold in the night. Temperatures aren't particularly cold. I'm not forecast to be cold. I had a really good night's kip last night. The mat stayed inflated. I didn't need to add any extra air to it. The ground that I'm on has a bit of a hollow near my legs, and it's raised a little bit near my hips, so I could feel that I was putting a bit of extra weight on the mat near my hips. But it didn't go through to ground. I didn't feel like my hips were touching the floor at all. I could feel like it was still cushioned nicely underneath me. It kept me warm. It wasn't particularly cold last night, as you might be able to hear. It is a little bit noisy, but I think most mats tend to make a bit of noise. It's nothing major. It's not as loud as my ex-bed sin mat, for instance, which is a little noisier. I'm 5'7", average build, so, and the mat size-wise fits me on it perfectly. There's a little bit of length at the edge of the end of the mat if I was a little bit taller, so that's fine. Width-wise, it's pretty standard. Didn't feel myself rolling off the mat at all. Again, I think that's helped by the construction of the mat, instead of being tubular. I've just noticed actually there is a little bit of condensation inside the mat already. I think I've blown it 2-3 times. See if I can pick it up with the camera. You can just see those condensation spots a bit of condensation in the mat's not really going to bother me. And you're always going to get that if you're going to blow it up with your mouth. If you want to bring a pump for it, then obviously it's extra weight, and then you're bringing a really lightweight mat with a pump. You may as well bring a heavyweight mat with a built-in pump. So yeah, highly recommend it for the money you pay for it. It's an absolute bargain in my opinion. So it's the ALPKIT Cloud Base sleeping mat. If you want to get one, I believe you have to pre-order them, like I had to pre-order mine. But yeah, well worth its money. Thumbs up ALPKIT yet again.